Yeah, hello all. Um, I don't really know what to say. Um, I just decided to mention a few things while I was thinking about it, and my head warned me of it. But I think I've heard other people share, not to believe anything that your head tells you, and sometimes due to the uh, fabrication of humanness, that my own mind generates in regards to these other individuals. I sometimes like to think that they're real, especially if it fits in with my um, conspiratorial notions and the project that is basically delusional in nature, and that's as I've mentioned on numerous times in regards to winning the lottery. Fragments of delusions from my past, and I'm talking, 8, 9 years ago. I had this voice tell me in my head that I was in line for the royal throne, the British throne. That's bizarre, isn't it? I didn't give it too much weight at the time, and I still don't. But there was some, apparently it was, a couple of thousand people before me or something along those lines. But, that's when I was thinking that my family is part of a conspiracy and things along those lines. Another delusion or thought that I can have, I haven't given it too much weight either due to my ability just to acknowledge the fact that, it's irrational um, as that thought enters into my mind. But due to the nature of my delusion that, there's a cloning element to this project. And, most, my entire life I've struggled to have healthy relationships with females, especially in an intimate sense. And, I used to sleep with um, sex workers when I was sexually active. It's been a couple of years now since I've acted out in that particular manner. But, I also had voices in my head that said, and I do recall on one particular occasion, a sex worker that I slept with, said, we'll throw these in the freezer, and joking about it. And, I thought that there was possibly some truth to that, because, it was about harvesting, and, that kind of conspiracy generated a lot of fear within me, so, um, I have had thoughts that in this commune, that some of the children here could be my biological child, and it's not something that I obsess about. And prior to this experience, I have felt the guilt um, and loss of not being able to fulfill my life in a parental sense. I've always wanted to have children. though I think that's beyond me now. And, I'm okay with that. But it still doesn't discount the feelings that I went through whilst I was uh, deluded. The complete fabrication and distortion. But, and I tried to project that out onto unsuspecting victims, in an attempt to find myself, so to speak, my role in life. I guess I was still struggling at the time with my identity as a recovering schizophrenic. And yeah. So I've also had notions that 911 was all about me, and to get me home, and experience the guilt and remorse of fucking having something as catastrophic as that take place in order to get one individual back in tune with reality. These are the thoughts and feelings that I've had, in my recovery journey. And because I didn't start experiencing voices in my head until the age of 35. And it was, I thought from the very beginning that it was some sort of covert operation. At the time I was obsessed with hacking and cracking on the internet. Not that I got involved in that kind of activity, but the end result, I didn't see too many happy endings in that regard. So I don't think I'm delusional at the moment. They're just children. They have parents. And even if it was real, reality is their feelings and their emotions are attached to their parental figures, not to me. And I'm not much of a role model, smoking cigarettes and drinking Coca-Cola and, isolating in my room. So showering every week or once a week, just tidying myself up, washing the dirt off my feet and the nicotine stains off my fingers, and changing clothes. And I feel okay about that at present, even though it may offend a lot of people, how unhygienic I really am. But the truth of the matter is, I am not about pleasing anyone else. When I can do those things for myself because I care enough about myself, I'm happy to do so. But it requires effort and commitment. And they say to change a habit, it takes 21 days. And, that kind of thinking immobilizes me in the sense that, this attitude comes up, I couldn't be fucked. So, still in a bit of a comfort zone, but feeling secure within myself, which is kind of nice. It doesn't happen all that often. And also, I've become aware of the vagus nerve and the visceral aspect of it, your intuition and gut feeling, which for me is very acute in the sense that as soon as I experience that sensation, I automatically freeze internally and it goes straight to my head where the only thing I'm thinking of is how do I survive? And it's generally by slipping into a pretense that I am a super nice guy, so to speak, or a humble, meek individual. And that's how I've dealt with aggressive people my whole life. And that's where I get misconstrued sometimes, um, because normal people can trigger that response in me. It's like I'm allergic to life, so and with good reason too. Now I'm starting to see, my life experiences and the trauma I've been through as a child. Um, it's factual that that kind of behaviour, whilst and I'm talking about people in a frivolous, jocular, and jovial manner, why it could stir or trigger that kind of response in me. So starting to get a sense as to what is healthy, and I guess now I've got to take the action and make a commitment to follow through with that action over the course of a period of time, to change my negative, my bad habits. So that's all I've got to say. If you can relate, leave me a comment. I'll get back to you. But big hello to everyone, and hope you're all having a blessed and positive day. Thank you.